Hello everybody, this is Steve. I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. You are back for the C64 Basic Marathon, going at it again here. So the whole point of this is to try to get out videos and hopefully get some quality. It may be random videos from here and there, but hopefully you can learn something. The idea is even if you're not getting enough information, even at the website, I'm going to break it down in a little bit more easier concept. So let's get started. Oh, and before I forget, don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate that so much. Okay, so we are back on the desktop and let's continue forward here. So we are going to throw this off the top of my head here and start coding a program. We are going to use similar concepts from the earlier program to kind of stay consistent with this. So as usual, I'm going to start this off with the remark example, and this is going to be, of course, example number 2. And we are going to divide that again with our screen. And then, we used variables last time. So what we're going to be doing is setting a few different variables. Since we learned last time about setting variables, this time we're going to go ahead and just start setting our own variables right away. So we're going to need a score counter so we can kind of keep track of what the score is going to be throughout the game. And what we're going to be using in this one, I'm introduce you to what's called input statements. That's going to allow you to basically choose an input and type in a number response so that you can get an actual response. Because it's kind of like a game of... You're going to be choosing behind door 1, door 2, and door 3, if you kind of remember those old game shows. And you can either win or lose based on what's behind that door. So let's continue forward here. So if we need more variables, I think I'll come back to them. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put these in, stuff like that. So let's go forward with that here. So the next thing we're going to be doing, of course, is we're going to be clearing our screen just like we did before. And the next thing to do, as staying consistent with my program here, would be to change the border color. I had set it to red before, so I'm just going to say border to red. And then we also set the screen color as we learned earlier. And I'm just going to keep that screen to black so we can stay consistent with that. And moving down to number 40, just going by my original program here, we had changed the text color so we could set a certain text color for the game. This is where you set the 646 started off. I'm just going to use the yellow color for it now. We're also going to be learning probably more likely in this, as I just now thought of it, probably about positioning on the screen is really important, trying to get characters positioned on the screen, using special kind of characters to do this. You'll learn a little bit more about this as we go along. So for now, let's just go ahead and run our program so we can obviously see what we got going on here. Oh, I actually got a syntax error here. Okay, so what did I do wrong? So you know what I did is I left the R in there. So beware, computer's gonna know exactly what you're typing in. There we go. Now we got a clear screen. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start this off, and I always like to kind of print the title. This is kind of proper whenever you're doing a program. This one we're just gonna say door craze. I don't know until we come up with something else. I'm just gonna call it door craze for now, because you never know what's gonna happen behind those doors, right? And then what we're gonna do is to kind of set print by itself. We'll just do an empty carriage return, and then after that we're going to say choose your luck, and we could say something like that. And in the next line we're going to say door 1. I'll just say it like this: door 1, door 2, just to be consistent here, or door 3, of course. We can change it up as we go along here, but I just wanted to give you an idea. As we run this, you'll see what it's done. Door craze, choose your luck, door 1, door 2, door 3. So, like I said, if we wanted to get the text centered, we could do that with a couple different things. I think for now, I'm just going to go ahead and use tabs, and we'll do it on this one right here for door craze. So, tab, just divided by the screen there. There's 40 characters across, and door craze. We could also set the colors on this. This one's going to be yellow, and I think I'm going to go ahead and up this one here to a different color. We could set this to be white, for example, so we could start kind of, make it look a little bit prettier here. And we're going to tab this one over too, of course. So choose your luck. We're going to set that. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of position it. I guess for now we could just center it just to kind of see what we got here. It should be pretty close though. Actually, I just noticed the tab is not centering it correctly. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be kind of guessing where the tab is. I think so 40 by about 2 is about 19. Let's set it to about 12 or something like that. We'll just kind of play with that. And down here, maybe set this one to, I don't know, 10 or something like that. and we'll see how that goes. That's a little bit better. Except the next line, of course, and I spelled choose wrong. Let's get that corrected here, because we're running up against that marathon here, right? Okay, and what I'm going to do for this one, to make it a little bit more consistent, and also with Commodore 64, you don't have to leave spaces in, and we're also going to do what's called embedded statements on one line to save more room. There we go, door 1, door 2, door 3. Of course, we want to tab those to kind of make those look pretty, right? So what we could do is this, 75, you could sit there and say print tab, and actually, you know what? We're going to be doing each line, so let's just do it proper. So tab, choose your luck was good enough. Probably say 12 would be good. We'll just leave that one at 12. Door 1, right? And 90, print tab 12. Door 2, 100, print tab 12. Door 3, and I think that'd be pretty close. Door 1, door 2, door 3. Just I'm a little bit more picky here. I'm going to go ahead and add an actual print here. Here's another statement you can do. You can actually use a question mark for a print too. And what it'll do is it'll convert it back into a print statement. You see what it just did there? But it still leaves a space in there for us. So door 1, door 2, door 3. Now the next thing we're going to learn about is what's called an input statement. As we go through here, we are going to type in input. What is your choice? Oh, actually, you know what? Let's do this proper. What is your name? So that we can get the name, as I mentioned earlier. And we're using NM with the $sign after it. It's called a string. It's going to allow us to set characters, letters, numbers, and anything pretty much over the rainbow. So we're going to ask for the name, and then we're going to remember the name on the next line. So NM strings is now storing. If I type Steve, it'll recall that to the next line. And then we could say something like, thank you. And then we're going to use that earlier example we learned. Thank you, Steve. So now we know it's just kind of being a little bit, you know, polite to you. And then we're going to go down to the next line here. And then we're going to start choosing our doors here. So for now, you'll see it ask for a question mark with an input statement. And if I type in Steve, it'll say, thank you, Steve. And just to be proper again, I am going to go ahead and add another print here statement after this. Once again, the question mark, of course. And I think that looks pretty good. Okay. So now we are going to allow it to choose, and we're using multiple input statements. The first one is going to get our name. The second one, of course, is going to be receiving our input. Now with that, all you have to do really, and I'm going a little fast here, is just type input. And then for there, I'm going to just put, maybe call it value or something, because, actually we want to actually figure out what is your name. We got your name, choose your luck, and now we need to say which door. There we go, just to be proper. And it will embed the question marks in there. So we'll just call it DO for door. And what is your name? Steve. Thank you, Steve. Which door? And you just choose the number, and now we're on to the next part, right? Now, real simply here, we're going to create a random variable. And since we've already chosen door, we can't use that. So I'm going to use DR for door random. And just like we saw earlier, I'll set the random value here. To make sure it does not choose 0, we're going to add the 1 to it, just like we did last time. And set the integer to that value. And as usual, I am stuck trying to find my keys. So we are choosing door 1, starting at 1, 2, 3, 2. I'm sorry, thinking backward here. So it's door 1, door 2, door 3. So, and if not, we'll just go back and fix it here. So what we're going to do is now we're going to use our conditions, and down here we could say get result of door. Right? Now we can see our program there. Now we're ready to choose our door and our lock pretty much, right? Okay, so we are going to say if DO, and this is pulling the value from the random, DR, pulling the value from the random value is going to match the door that you chose, which is DO. If it matches, that means you found the door, the correct door. And if you found the door, of course, you're going to be a winner. Congratulations. You won a... And for now, we're just going to make it real simple and say you won. We'll put money in here as another. Here's going to be our new variable. We'll just call it MO for money. And up here, I'm going to set a value for the MO. We'll just set like $1,000 or something like that, just for now. Real simple, right? And over here, we're going to add a $sign in front of this so we can format it correctly. And MO. We could also do the 00 after if we wanted to, something like that, just to be kind of correct and everything. Now I'm going to go ahead and run it. Hopefully we don't get no errors here. Steve. And which door? I'm going to choose 2. Actually, I want 2. Let's see if that's correct here. DO was 2. I got it right on the first try. I also got an error here, so let's go ahead and take a look. DR equals DO, then print, congratulations, you won. So it's probably something to do with the formatting I did here. So to make this a little bit more simple, I'm just going to take this out for now and just leave it to its consistency. Oh, I know what I did. You got to put the $ within the actual parameter, or it's going to try to read that as a value instead. And then here we could have done the 00 and still been good. So that should do it. Run it again, Steve. It will choose 1. See, it says nothing. So if we print DO, we'll see it was 1, which is what I chose. Let's see here. Print DR, comma DO, just to do some testing here. So random value was actually 2. So we chose door 1, but the random value was 2. And that's why we're going to move on to our next choices. And 170 or 180 is going to say if DR is less than DO, that means you chose the value less than it, then now we're going to have some bad luck and print bad luck. A dragon ate you, or the monster ate you, as I put in my example here. The monster ate you. And you are no more. So pretty much the game's over. And at that point we could just say end. You lost. Sorry guys, the monster's not very kind. If DR is greater than DO plus 1, so basically we shot above it somehow, then we could sit there and say close, and then for the close value you didn't get eaten by a monster, but we're going to give you some score, and we'll add a score in the other one here too as well. SC equals SC plus 10 whatever, and then over here the monster ate you, so you're not getting anything for that. If you win the prize, which is 170, we can add the value there for the score, and I'm going to say like 20 or something like that. And then what we're going to do afterwards, sorry if I'm losing you here, we're going to print the next line down here. I'll just separate this. We're going to say print the money won or something like that. And then we're going to get a little message here, add our extra print statement, and says, awesome, you just won. And this is where we are inserting in the value that we just won, which is our SC score. So if we've done everything correctly, we should have a kind of a running game here. Steve, which door are we choosing? We are going to choose 3. Bad luck, the monster ate you and you are no more. So what was the values? We can print DR and DO again, look at them. So the correct value was actually 3. I'm sorry, the correct value was the random value of 2, and we chose 3, so we didn't get it. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be setting the program in a loop so we can continue forward until the game ends, pretty much. And then also, what we could do here too, just to kind of add a little bit more fun to this, we could set a score counter up here somewhere toward the top. I think I'll set it near one of these here. Let's see, it says choose your luck. I think I'll do it right here somewhere. We have the print statement there, so what we do is we just set a comma like that and just say score SC, and then we just set the print statement, and that should do it. Let's see here. So see, the score is already up there in the corner. Maybe it's not formatted exactly correct, but we're going to say what's your name. You can change it up, whatever. It's going to always know your name. Which door are we going to choose? 2. Congratulations, you just won $1,000. And I think I'm going to take out that 0 because I don't like the formatting on that, just to be a little correct here. So where was our line? Let's see, congratulations right here. So we're going to take this out and just leave the M, which I originally was going to do anyway. And then we won. And then if not, then we're just going to be repeating a loop here so we can continue this little game forward. I'll just set 300, go to our input statement. Let's make sure we go back to the right statement here, because we want to keep everything on the screen at the same time. I think I'm just going to go right back to the clear statement to be correct here. So the clear statement starts at line 30. Okay, go to 30. Let's try that. Okay, let's choose 2 this time. Thank you. Okay, so, oh, I put my name in wrong. Sorry, I see what I did there. Okay, my bad. Let's fix that. So what's your name? Steve, because it's always going to ask you your name there. Which door are you going to be choosing? Maybe later what we'll do, if I don't get too far into randomness, because that's what this whole series is about, is I'll maybe have saved this to disks or something so it can pull your name out every single time from a file instead of trying to you type it in every single time. Lots of stuff possible to Commodore 64. Anyway, let's continue on. I'm going to choose 1, and it says, awesome, I just won something. It says I won, but what did I do here? I saw 1, but I didn't see a score here, so I'm stopping it mid-sentence here and see what happened here. These are little bugs. You just won SC. Okay, I forgot to put the score on. That's why. So here it says, if you got the door, you got a 10. This one's going to say 50 points. And if we get lucky, down line 230, we could say if SC is greater than 100, then print you won the game or something, if we get that far. And then, of course, we could just end it. So we got a little game going on here, right? Okay, what is your name? Steve. Which door? 1. Congratulations, you won. You see the score has now updated. Let's try it again. And it's also going pretty fast, so we could set what are called delays in here. It's always going to ask us for a name. We could also fix that too. So let's make a note of that. So we're going to fix our name. I think we can do that, and we're going to add our delay here. So first, let's go ahead and fix the name thing, because it's always going to ask you for the name. So to prevent that, I think what I'll do, I should have just set this with the go sub statement, because a go sub statement will go to a line and it'll return later for information. For now, we have it centered at the very beginning, saying the door and what is your name. I probably should have chose that at the very beginning, then we could have somehow avoided that. Even after here, we could still print the print statement. We just have to kind of rearrange it. But what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to do something a little stupid, but this is just a learning potential example, right? So we're going to say if, and we don't have a running program, I'm going to get a running ideal here. What's going on? SC. The DR passes a value into memory, so we could use DR as an example. So it doesn't matter. DR is still going to be 1, so DR is greater than 0. And we're going to do this to recall the name, not having to print every single time. So 110 is going to say if DR is greater, actually if DR is less than 0, which the first time, less than 1, it means it'll be 0. The first time it's going to be a 0. Then we're going to make it say input what is your name. Otherwise it should never say that area. And actually what I was going to do is I was going to put that in a go sub statement. Let's make it a little bit more interesting here. So if DR is less than 1, so it's 0, then we're going to say go sub to 600. And then down here, we're going to change our lines and move these to 600. So 600, this is going to start what is your name, where it asks for it. And it's going to thank you for the name and print, right? I think we can leave the print statement in there. Actually, I think I'll just leave it like that. Let's see here. And then we'll set a return and make it come back. So 620 will be a return. So it will return back to its source. So what that's going to do is say up here, where we have the DRs less than 1, then go set to 600. It's going to go down here to 600, read both of these in, and return. But only if DR is less than 1. Of course, once we get down here, DR is now going to increase in value, so it will it should no longer read that line into memory there. So if I did all correctly, it should be running good based on what I'm seeing so far. The next thing to do is to put the delay in here. So that's going to go right after we print a message here. So we're going to set another line down here, and we're going to call this one our delay. And our delay is just going to be a loop that runs in memory here. So I'll just set HH equals 1 to, I don't know, like 950 or something like that. Next. And at the very end, we could just set a return here just to make that our simple delay. So 640 will be our delay. Bad luck, we don't need it on that one. If you won money, then we're going to set the delay here and go sub to 640. And if you won the game, it's not going to matter. The other one was if you won money here, we're going to go sub 640. So, like I said, this will be all explained later in the website. So thanks for bearing with me on that. Let's go ahead and test it out. Now the goal here we just changed is to make sure that this name does not repeat the next time we go through the loop. So it only reads it one time until the game is over, of course. And also the delay we added as well. So let's see here. So now it's doing a repeat of thank you, Steve. So that's a bug in the program. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Probably because I forgot to erase the other line. I'm pretty sure it's it. Yeah, I forgot to erase line 120. I left that in there. So what we could do is just say 120. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Steve. Okay, which door? And now we're just going to choose a door just to see if it repeats the. So the next time I do this, it should delay, print my response whether I won or not, or it will end the game one way or the other. And if it doesn't end the game, then it should clear the screen, just print my new score, and as it goes down the screen, it should not ask for my name again if all is well. Here goes. Congratulations, you won. You saw the delay there. Awesome, you won. And boom, there's no more asking me about the name. Why? Because DR is now above 0. So working out good there for us. There was something I saw. I think I misspelled awesome. Usual when I'm running through something, I'm going to usually misspell something to see. Congratulations, you won. Right there. Nope, I had it. It went so fast. I think we're going to increase our delay by a little bit. It was kind of hard to see it. Just barely we could increase it. So now we have an actual running game. Let's do that. Okay. So now we are at time. I have to go ahead and finish this one out here. It's a 20-minute running. We got a game in full succession. We won. We lost there. So we'll just go ahead and rerun it again. Steve, thank you. Which door? 1. Awesome. You just won $0. Okay. Why is it saying $0? Let's just take a look here. When it should have said correct. It should have said the correct value that we won. So going back to that line, and again, these are your bugs you have to work out. See, and add our SC right before we print our message. So just add it right here at the beginning. And that will fix that problem for us. Huh. And now I got to retype all this stuff. Lovely stuff again. Awesome. You just won. And then our value. And then our ghost. I think that's right. Let's try it. Okay, what's your name? Steve. Which store? 1. Can you see? Now it's actually showing you right here. Now you won $1,000, but it's showing 70, so that's not correct. So probably not correct to use the MO. We'll just go ahead and remove MO because we're just using our score as our money anyway. So I probably overshot myself, but this is exactly what it printed. It printed this MO right here, so but we don't need that anymore. So we'll go ahead and fix that, and we should have a perfectly running program. Okay, congratulations, you won $0. That's not good. I think because the MO is still in there. Let's see here. I forgot to swap it out there. I thought I had it swapped out. It says you won SC equals SC6 plenty. Oh, that's because once again we did not print the value before we listed out. We have to do the SC before the print statement, otherwise it'll be right at the condition here as a matter of fact. Then we're going to say SC equals SC plus 20, so it reads it first before printing the result, right? Congratulations, and I cannot type that. Congratulations, you won. And then our $, of course, SC, and then goes to 640. There we go. Okay, let's beat the clock on this. There we go. You just won $50. Of course, I left off my I left off my value there. So let's just be correct here and go ahead and add it back. Actually, just the other thing too I wanted to do was to perk up the actual congratulations statements and all of that. So we'll just set an underline here, and I know I'm exceeding my time here. We'll just say change color. So anytime that we go ahead and print this delay down here, we're going to go ahead and change up the color a little bit. Just to make it interesting, I think I'll just set it to a random value again here. My print statement. Random 0 times and 16 colors there are. So we're 15 because we don't want to choose that dark color. And then we're going to say return. Stuck it in here, but I wanted to do it here. So I'm just going to say go sub 720 and return. So what this is doing here is it's reading its loop here before it executes the last go sub. It sees a new go sub, so immediately it's going to go down to that line, which is our color change here. Return, come back to this line, and execute the return to go back to the other line. In here, I probably did it again. I'd be surprised I did. The CDR is DO. Let's see what's actually. Congratulations, you won. I did it again. Okay, got it. Steve, store 1. You just won $50. Our $50 has been updated. And for some reason our color did not update, probably because we're printing back to the values. I think that's why, because we're going right back to the value. Yeah, because we keep going back to our 1 here. So each time it's going back to its result. So we would actually have to insert it before the line here, before it could actually get it. For now, I think I'll just set it to 135. We'll go from there. 135, it's 700, right? 135, yikes. Let's see, 135 is going to say Joseph 720. That should throw some color in it somewhere there. There we go, changed it to gray. Now we're going to say which door, 1, okay, we just want $50, yep. Okay, so far we haven't died yet. Let's try 1 again. You just want $70. Okay, you won the game. So there we go. We won the game just like that. We didn't get eaten by a dragon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this session. Please like, favorite, subscribe. I appreciate your subscription so much as we continue to run this marathon. You guys have a great night.